Welcome to the Electrical Engineering 2 Sheet 2 Transformer part. In this session we are going to discuss about basic problems related to the transformers. These problems are related to the construction of the transformer, basic working principle of the transformer, EMF equation problems. To start with the first problem, we are having a primary and secondary turns of a single phase transformer with 400 and 1100 turns. It means N1 is equal to 400 and N2 is equal to 1100 turns. The net cross sectional area of the core is 60 centimeter square when its primary is connected to 500 volts. It means cross sectional area A is equal to 60 centimeter square and supply voltage V1 is equal to 500 volts and the frequency F is equal to 50 Hz. We need to calculate the maximum flux density in the core and also the induced EMF in the secondary winding. To start with, if we go to the solution, the given data is E1 is equal to 500, N1 is equal to 400, N2 is equal to 1100. It is specified. The net cross sectional area A is given as 60 centimeter square, supply voltage is given, frequency is also given. The first parameter that we need to calculate is the maximum flux density in the core. The relationship between the maximum flux density and the induced EMF is given as E is equal to 4.44 NF BMA. Here we need to calculate the maximum flux density. So Bmax is equal to Bm or Bmax is equal to flux density maximum value is equal to induced voltage E divided by 4.44 N into F into A. This is applicable for both primary voltage and also the secondary voltage. As we know the value of the primary voltage, we will consider E as E1 and number of turns of the primary winding. If we know secondary value, you can go for secondary also. Secondary EMF and secondary turns. As we know the primary voltage value, we will substitute the primary voltage value 500 divided by 4.44 into number of turns on the primary into frequency into cross sectional area. Cross sectional area is given as 60 centimeter square. We will convert this 60 centimeter square into meter square by multiplying with 10 to the power of minus 4, which is equal to 0.938 Weber per meter square, or you can write the units as Tesla. Coming to the second part of the first question, we also need to calculate the EMF induced in the secondary winding. EMF induced in the secondary winding with the help of transformation ratio, we know E1 by E2 is equal to N1 by N2. The ratio of the voltages is equal to the ratio of number of turns. We need to calculate E2, so E2 is equal to E1 into N2 divided by N1, which is equal to, substitute the value of E1 500 volts, a number of turns on the secondary 1100, number of turns on the primary 400, which is equal to 1375 volts. First problem has been completed. Coming to the second problem, we are having a transformer of 25 kilovolt amperes. The primary turns are 500, secondary turns are 40. It means N1 is equal to 500 and N2 is equal to 40 respectively. If the primary is connected to 3000 volts and F is equal to 50, it means V1 is 3000 and frequency is 50 Hz. We need to calculate the primary and secondary turns at the full load, and also we need to calculate the secondary EMF and maximum flux in the core. He has given a note that we need to neglect the magnetic leakage, resistance of the winding and the primary no load current in the relation to the full load current. We are neglecting the magnetic losses and also eddy current and primary no load current losses. All those losses are being neglected. To start with, let us write the given data. The given data is S is equal to 25 kilovolt amperes, This is the power, apparent power. It is the power rating of the machine. N1 is equal to 500 into N2 40 turns. It means 500 turns and 40 turns. Supply voltage V1 is 3000 volts. Frequency is 50 hertz. Frequency is 50 hertz. The first parameter that we need to calculate is the primary current. When we are considering there are no losses, if the assumption is no losses as specified in the problem, they neglect the magnetic leakage, neglect the losses in the resistance winding and the primary no load current. If you are neglecting all these things, it means whatever power is available in the primary winding is transferred to the secondary winding. Then power available in the primary winding will be what? S is equal to V1 I1. Power is S is equal to V1 I1 under ideal conditions. So as we need to calculate I1 is equal to S by V1, which is equal to, substitute the value of S, we got 25 kilovolt amperes divided by supply voltage 3000, which is equal to 8.33 amperes. Similarly, secondary current can be evaluated as S by V2. S by V2 means simply you can go for S 25 kilovolt amperes divided by, either we can go for S by V2 or you can opt for I2 by I1 is equal to N1 by N2 is equal to E1 by E2. This is transformation ratio under ideal conditions. As we need to calculate I2, secondary current I2 is equal to I1 into N1 by N2. We know the information of N1, we know the information of N2 and also I1. If we know the information of V2 here, we can go for S by V2. Directly we will get the value of the secondary current. As we don't know the value of V2, what are we doing? I2 is equal to I1 into N1 by N2. We are considering this relationship. So I2 is equal to I1 8.33 into 500 divided by N1 value 500 divided by N2 value 40. With this we will get I2. So I2 is equal to 104.125 amperes. 104.125 amperes. The next thing is we need to calculate the EMF, secondary EMF. The secondary EMF nothing but is the value of the E2, V2 voltage, secondary voltage. Secondary voltage V2 is equal to secondary voltage V1. From this transformation ratio we can write it as V1 by V2 is equal to N1 by N2. So V2 is equal to V1 into N2 by N1. Substitute the value of V1 is 3000 into N2 value is 40 divided by N1 value 500, which is equal to 240 volts. Number of turns, what you are observing, we can observe that number of turns on the primary winding is 500 and the voltage is 3000. When the number of turns on the secondary winding is reduced more than 10 times, then the voltage has to be reduced, so the voltage is also reduced. See, previously V1 was 3000, so the voltage V2 will be 240 as it is reduced. See the relationship. Now the next parameter that we need to evaluate is the maximum flux in the core. The maximum flux in the core, E1 is equal to the relationship between maximum flux or flux density and the induced EMF. Induced EMF is given by E1 is equal to 4.44 N1F BMA. If we substitute the value of BMA, product of BM, flux density into cross sectional area, can be replaced as flux per pole. From here we need to calculate the flux per pole. So flux per pole is equal to E1 by 4.44 N1F, which is equal to, so just substitute the value of E1 3000, 4.44 into number of turns 500 into frequency 50, you will get 0.027027 or 27.02 milliwebers. Either you can go with this option or you can go for E2 by N2, E2 divided by 4.44 N2 into F. E2 if you are considering, then you are supposed to take here 240 and 240 here. E2 will be 240 divided by N2 will be number of turns 40, which is given in the problem, number of turns 40. So 240 by 40, you can take it as 240 by 40 into frequency 50. You will get it as, you will get the same value, you will get the same flux value. With this we have finished the problem number 2. Coming to the problem number 3, we are having a secondary of a 500 kilovolt ampere with a supply voltage of 4400 volts, 500 volts on the secondary. This ratio forms the transformation ratio. It means what? The primary side is given with a power supply of, is having a power supply rating of 4400 volts, and the secondary winding can withstand the rating of the secondary winding is 500 volts, and with a frequency of 50 hertz, having 500 turns on the secondary. See, the secondary of this transformer, it means the secondary of this transformer is 500 turns. We need to determine the EMF per turn, primary turns, secondary full load current, maximum full load current, gross or cross sectional area, and also if the core is of square cross section, find the width of the limb. All these parameters we need to calculate. It is very simple, just we need to play with the formula or the information what we know. To start with, let us write the given data. S is equal to 500 kilovolt amperes, 4400 bar 500 volts. This forms the transformation ratio and also the voltage rating of the primary and the secondary. F is the frequency 50 hertz. It is a single phase transformer. Number of turns on the secondary are 500 turns. So EMF per turn is equal to, EMF per turn means induced voltage divided by the turn. Either you can go for E1 by N1 or you can go for E2 by N2. E1 value 500, E1 value EMF per turn. Either you can go, here we have considered as E2 500 divided by, we know the information of secondary winding. Secondary winding is 500 volts and number of turns on the secondary are 500. So 500 divided by 500. If you know the information of the primary winding, so 4400 divided by the number of turns on the primary, you can use this. As from the problem, we have the information of secondary voltage and the secondary number of turns. So we will take those values, substitute them, 500 divided by 500, 500 from for the voltage and 500 for the number of turns. So you will get 1 volt per turn. This is the EMF per turn. The next parameter that we need to evaluate is the primary turn. Primary turns are N1. N1 has to be evaluated. From this relationship, N1 is equal to, either you can go for transformation ratio also, you will get the same thing. N1, E1 by N1 is equal to E2 by N2. On cross multiplication, you will get N1 is equal to E1 into N2 by E2. Substitute the value of E1. E1 is 4400 into N2 is 500 into divided by E2 is 500. You will get it as 4400 turns. Primary turns 4400 turns. Secondary full load current is equal to S by V2. Secondary full load current is power. We need to calculate the total power. It is given in the problem. This is the power which is available on the both the windings. This power is transferred from primary winding to the secondary winding. It means that both the power, both the windings are capable of transfer of handling this much of amount of power. Now we need to evaluate the secondary currents. As we need to evaluate the secondary current, the power with which it can withstand is 5 is S divided by the secondary full load current, means secondary voltage has to be considered. So S is 500 kVA divided by V2 is 500, which is equal to 1000 amperes. If you evaluate this, you will get it as 1000 amperes. The next parameter that we need to calculate is maximum flux. Maximum flux is flux per meter. Maximum flux is given by E2 divided by 4.44 N2 F. E2 value is 500 divided by 4.44 into 500 into 50. Substitute the value of E2 divided by 4. This is the EMF equation relationship. This is the relationship between the EMF equation, flux, frequency and number of turns. as we know the secondary parameters, to calculate the maximum flux we will be using the secondary parameters, secondary information. E2 is 500 volts divided by 4.44, number of turns on the secondary 500, frequency 50 hertz, is equal to, if you when you evaluate this, you will get it as 4.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 Webers. The next parameter is the cross sectional area. Cross sectional area, we are having a relationship between flux and flux density. It is given as flux density is equal to flux per unit area. From this relationship, cross sectional area is equal to flux by B, which is equal to, from here you can write it as 4.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 divided by 1.2. Flux from here 4.5, flux density it is given in the problem 1.2. Flux density is specified in the problem, I think, yeah, it is given in the problem 1.2. Flux density is specified here 1.2, and we have substituted that flux density 1.2 here. If you evaluate this, you will get it as 3.75 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter square. The next parameter is for a cross section of, see, it is given as for a core of cross section area, square cross section, find the width of the limb. We know the area, we need to find the thickness of the limb, thickness of the core. So we know for a cross sectional area of a square, area is equal to square into side, side into side, or width into width. So width is equal to square root of the area. So square root of this area, you will get it as 0.0612 meters, or simply you can convert this into centimeters as 6.12 centimeters. This forms the width of the core, 6.12 centimeters. Here we have discussed the basic problems related to the transformers, and depending on the discussion on the theory, we will go for some more problems on transformer. With this we will conclude the session. If you are having doubts, you can discuss with the faculty. Thank you.